WrestleTalk TV is sponsored by the online home of wrestling tickets, ringsideworld.co.uk.
I'm sure you're aware of the comments that were made by CM Punk recently about the WWE. I just wondered, from your perspective, what of that sounded kind of, you could understand that from your own experiences of what he was saying?
I mean, the first thing when I heard, Punk stuff is the frustration can be huge there. Mm-hmm. I mean, the frustration can really wear you down because when you're there, they own you, and it's like it becomes your life in so many ways. And even when you're hurt, you have to go, and it's just what's nice about my schedule and the way I promote and take care of myself and put myself now. Like if I want to take a couple weeks off and go on vacation, I can't. I'm really in control of it, and it's not like that when you're with the WWE. As far as like his injuries being misdiagnosed and what, I don't know. A lot of that's hard for me to comment on because there's always a couple sides to every story. I think WWE legitimately wants to take care of the guys. I think they try, and I think they've kind of been pushed into that. There's a part of them that does it because they have to. It's not like they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They do it because they have to. But I think they legitimately try and do the right thing now, because they want to be accepted. And until there's like a union or something where the wrestlers have some kind of rights, there's always going to be those issues. There's going to be those frustrations. There's going to be, people, there's drama or heat or politics. There's always going to be that unless they're like the guys have some rights. And when you work there as a wrestler right now, frankly, you don't have any rights.
Right. You mentioned unionization there. Is that something that you think should happen and could happen in the future?
It would be great. I don't know what it would mean for the business in totality as far as like how, if that happened and they had to pay people back. I mean, all the wrestling companies might go broke. I don't know. I mean, it would be nice in theory if it would happen. I'm a big advocate for the wrestlers having rights and having a voice. And because you speak up and say what you legitimately think is right, not to be punished for it or not to be reprimanded for it. Like that's, that's just nonsense. It's not needed.
Have you experienced that, being reprimanded for saying something just that you felt?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff? If you don't mind me asking.
I mean, if there's times where you say your opinion or there's an idea or you want to do something your way, you go against the grain. It's just not. It's not a fair. It's not fair across the board. And you just kind of have to roll the punches. And a lot of times if you're with WWE, the best advice I can give anyone is just like take whatever you get and make the most out of it.
Right. Do you? Going back to the unionization thing. Do you think there's anybody that has the influence to do that who would do it? I mean, I guess that's rather than the practical implications for wrestling itself. Do you think there's anybody who would be able to lead that and make that happen?
I mean, nobody that is there currently, but I mean, there's like this movement that's been happening recently, like with Del Rio leaving WWE on his own. He was very, he was very frustrated. I've got to spend some time with him and talk to him in depth kind of about some of the issues he went through. And, the Punk thing, if there's me, I'm all aboard for it. I mean, a bunch of those guys that had left because of frustrations or injuries or whatever, they kind of band together and tried to, put something together and try and make changes or make things happen. I almost think like now there's just such a voice from, if you watched the Royal Rumble last week, just like how Daniel Bryan obviously is a guy that the fans love and they hate how he's been treated, and they had him in this match and they got rid of him early and the fans turned on Roman Reigns. The fans have a stronger voice and people have a stronger voice now more than ever. In the past, WWE was very, it was very easy for them to say, no, this is what we're going to give you and you're going to like it. And there was not a lot they could do, but just now so much information is accessible online, and via social media, for instance, these fans can react, especially smarter, more intelligent fans, like, the ones in the Northeast. These fans are smart here. There's a lot more power there. And I even think that would even, almost be the same scenario if you had a group of wrestlers that were well known, if they really stood together and said, hey, like there needs to be changes made because we want it to be a healthier working environment for everyone. Sure. I think that's ultimately what it would take.